One of the negative strategies in debate is to attack topicality, or as it's commonly referred to, T. When you're writing the topicality argument to be run in a debate round, there are 4 parts: interpretation, violation, standards, and impacts, or voters. Interpretation, a definition that would make the affirmative irrelevant. You're basically claiming that they're not topical. They're not truly addressing the debate resolution. Find a published definition from a credible source. Some examples: a dictionary definition, or a definition provided by a professional organization related to the debate topic. Violation. Explain how the affirmative case fails to meet your negative interpretation. This is an analytic analysis using logic. You've given the definition. Now explain to the judge why the affirmative case doesn't meet that definition. Standards. These are reasons to prefer the negative team's interpretation. Some examples of common standards include education, that your definition allows for a more educational debate, allowing all parties to benefit and learn more about the topic. Common man, a definition that most people would recognize to be the correct definition. You might argue that a common man definition will allow more people to benefit from the discussion. Opposite of the common man definition is specialization. Perhaps you take the other route and say because your definition comes from professionals in the field, it's more specific and better, and the judge should prefer your definition because it comes from the professionals. And ground. Ground refers to how much each side, affirmative and negative, have to argue the resolution. Is it really debatable? A poor interpretation might limit the amount of ground that one or the other side has. So you might argue that the affirmative definition doesn't give the negative a fair amount of ground, a fair amount of argumentation that they would be able to run in the round to get a truly good discussion on both sides of the topic. Voters. Voters are reasons the judge should vote against the affirmative on topicality. Common voters include a priori, that making sure that we're all talking about the same thing, that we agree on the terms of the resolution, has to be done before we can consider any other part of the topic. Fairness. Remember, when we're talking about ground, if one of the interpretations over-limits one team, then that would be unfair. And it's like when anyone is discussing anything. If you don't look at all of the aspects of a topic, then you might get an unfair decision on a resolution. And jurisdiction. The rules of debate specify that an affirmative team has to be topical. So if the judge believes you that the affirmative team is not topical, then the rules of debate would tell them they must vote against them. Thank you. Oh, don't stop again. Does yours stop it?
You just messed up.
Okay. Affirmative answers to topicality. How the affirmative team can defend their case and claim that they're topical. They can offer a counterinterpretation, where they provide a definition and argue that it's better than the one the negative offered. Or they can say that they meet the negative's interpretation, that the negative has misjudged the definition and the affirmative case, and in fact, we meet your definition. Whichever tactic the affirmative team takes, they must remember to address standards and voters. If you offer a counterinterpretation, then you might offer your own standards for why your definition is better, and then adjust your voters accordingly. If you meet the negative team's definition, then you can accept their standards and voters and explain to the judge that they shouldn't vote against you because, in fact, you do meet the negative definition, and based on that, you are topical. Thank you.